Assalamu alaikum. We have a new unit, Unit 3, and the title is Good Times, Bad Times. Now, I want you to take like a minute here to stop the video and think about the possible, ideas that this topic will tackle. Like, what are the good times and bad times it might be talking about? And also, after that, try to look at the pictures and think how could this be connected to the idea or the theme of the unit? I mean, there are like pictures of flowers and a man and, a picture of people working in a field. And then after that, I want you to write down like what are some of the good times that you had in your life and some of the bad times that you had. After that, let's start with our first exercise. So we got here like the word fortunately and unfortunately. Now I want you to try to make a couple of sentences like fortunately like it's like for my good luck or something and unfortunately like a bad luck. So fortunately it was a lovely day. Unfortunately I had to go to school or work or something. So you try to write three sentences, each one of them like two sentences, tackling the same idea like fortunately something and unfortunately something else. I want you to try to do this. Do not skip any exercise. Let's do them like in order, one by one, so this way you can practice. Now let's go to the second exercise here after you finish the last one, write down under the video. Now I want you to try to look at this paragraph here, which seems to be talking about Vincent van Gogh, and we got some questions. So I want you to read this passage and try to read the parts of the questions. We got the question words, like for example, where, what, why. And after that, we're going to listen, and I want you to write down the questions that you heard. So here is the passage that you're going to read, like skim it, and these are the question words, and then let's listen together. You can listen once or twice to the audio. Now, here we go, 3, 2, 1, and action.
Unit 3, Tape Script 3.1. Vincent van Gogh. 1.
Where was he born?
2.
What was his job?
3.
Why was he dismissed?
4.
Why did he try to commit suicide?
5.
Which artists did he meet?
6.
What was he doing when he met them?
7.
Who came to live with him?
8.
Where did they first meet?
9.
What was he carrying?
10.
Why did he cut off part of his ear?
11.
Which paintings were completed there?
12.
What was he doing when he shot himself?
13.
Why did he shoot himself?
14.
Where was he buried?
15.
Why didn't he have any money?
All right, so I'm going to tell you the questions, but I want you to try to listen one more time if you missed anything. So we got question number 1, where was he born? And then 2, what was his job? 3, why was he dismissed? 4, why did he try to commit suicide? To commit suicide means to kill himself. Number 5, which artists did he meet? 6, what was he doing when he met them? You can notice that there is a lot of past tense here, like a lot of verbs in relevance to the past. And then we got 7, who came to live with him? And number 8, where did they first meet? 9, what was he carrying? And 10, why did he cut off part of his ear? And 11, which paintings were completed there? 12, what was he doing when he shot himself? 13, why did he shoot himself? If you notice, shoot and shot. And 14, where was he buried? And 15, why didn't he have any money? Okay, so since we're talking about, it's going to be about Vincent van Gogh, so we got this exercise. First, I want you to try to read the first paragraph and the last paragraph and try to guess like the main idea or the main topic that we're talking about here. So you will notice that we're talking about Vincent van Gogh and where was he born, so and how did he die. So it seems that this is like a sort of biography, or we're talking about his life. So after you finish reading the title and the subheadings and the first paragraph and the last paragraph, okay, this is like skimming strategies. We don't just read everything from the first time. We skim first. Then I want you to listen to the audio that we have questions, and then there are answers, and the answers you will find them also in the passage here. So I'm going to let you listen, and I will not solve with you this exercise. I want you to do it on your own because you already got the answers in the passage. So this one is going to be really easy for you. So let's listen, okay? And after that, you can complete your reading once more.
Tape script 3.2. 1,
Where was he born?
In Brabant, in the Netherlands.
2,
What was his job?
He worked as an art dealer
3,
Why was he dismissed?
because he'd had an argument with customers.
4,
Why did he try to commit suicide?
Because he'd fallen in love with his cousin and she'd rejected him.
5,
Which artists did he meet?
Degas, Pissarro, Seurat, Toulouse-Lautrec, Monet and Renoir.
6,
What was he doing when he met them?
He was studying art.
7,
Who came to live with him?
Gauguin.
8,
Where did they first meet?
In Paris.
9,
What was he carrying?
A razor blade.
10,
Why did he cut off part of his ear?
Because he'd been drinking and he'd had an argument with Gauguin.
11,
Which paintings were completed there?
Starry Night, Irises and Self-Portrait without a beard.
12,
What was he doing when he shot himself?
He was painting outside.
13,
Why did he shoot himself?
Because he was depressed.
14,
Where was he buried?
In Auvers.
15,
Why didn't he have any money?
Because he'd sold only one of his paintings.
All right, it's quite depressing, I know. So after you finish like listening to the questions and answers, and then you read the passage, so you can try to practice on your own, just like to read out loud, just to make sure that you can pronounce the words. And if there is a word that you're not sure of, we always go to the dictionary to check the pronunciation, the meaning, and how it is made or used into a sentence. Now, I want you to look here quickly at this grammar spot. It's like a quick grammar revision. So we got these 3 sentences here, and I want you to tell me what is the tense of each one. At any exercise, make sure you stop the video so you can take your time to think. So he worked as an art dealer. So worked is past simple or continuous or past simple passive? Yes, it's past simple. He was dismissed. So it is past simple, but it's in the passive voice. And then he was studying art. So we got ing. It's a little bit clear here. So it's past continuous. So if we got more examples of these verb formats in the text, you might find a lot of verbs. So I want you to stop the video, try to find them first, and then let me share with you some examples. So some examples for the past simple, you will find verbs like tried, was, went, met, came, settled down, quarreled, left, cut off, moved, included, continued, and shot, died, had, and took. And then if we are moving to the past simple passive, you will find was born, was dismissed, were completed, was buried, was published, and was recognized. And if we look at the past continuous, you'll find like was painting. So these are different verb formats, different tenses, also in the past. So I want you to try to write down some sentences of your own using the same verbs that are in the passage. After that, we got this small exercise here. He was dismissed because he had argued with customers. So had argued here, it's the past perfect tense, right? So which tense happened first? Which action happened first? So you'll find that had argued is the first action, and then it was followed by was dismissed. So it's because that he had argued, he was dismissed. And if you remember, the past perfect is used had plus past participle. So if we want to find other like examples, you will find examples like had fallen in love, had rejected, had met, had been drinking. And this is the continuous form, like not just like past perfect, but it is like past perfect continuous. Had been drinking. And then we got in the past perfect, had, he'd, sold, or something. Okay, and another exercise. Yeah, like Vincent used to drink heavily. So do you think this happened once or many times? So used to drink heavily. So used to here, it expresses an action that happened many times. So we are not going into the details of the grammar rule here, just like we are making a quick revision, but for more explanation for the grammar, you might check if the lesson is made into the grammar courses that we have on the YouTube channel. So we got used to, like, I used to wake up early. I used to wake up at the fajr. I used to exercise. So this means it's something that happened in the past many times. Now this part is pronunciation. So we're going to listen, you're going to listen, and then you're going to repeat. So I'll let you listen and make sure that you repeat to, you know, like to practice the weak forms and contracted forms of these verbs. Let's listen together.
Tape script 3.3. Pronunciation. 1,
What was he doing?
2,
He was studying.
3,
They were working.
4,
He'd had an argument.
5,
They'd met in Paris.
6,
He'd been drinking.
Of course, if you need to listen once again, you can do this. Now we are going to have another listening, but this time we got these verbs here, and again we want to check. We want to check the ed pronunciation. So do we say it as t or d or id? So we're going to listen and try to put these verbs in the right column. So let's listen together.
Tape script 3.4. T,
Worked. Dismissed. Published.
D,
Tried. Quarrelled. Moved. Continued. Died. Recognized.
id,
Rejected. Completed.
All right, so you can listen once again if you need. So we got t, we got worked, dismissed, published, and then we got d, tried, quarreled, moved, and continued, died, recognized, and id, rejected, completed. So that sounds very easy, right? So we just finished our first 2 pages of the unit, and we are moving to the second 2 pages. I want you to take a very good break, maybe exercise and stretch a little bit, and then let's come back to continue the next set of pages. Thank you, and see you in the coming video. All right, here we go, and bye-bye.